Hello wrestling fans and welcome once again to another edition of the Supler. I am Andy Quan and with me as always is Keelan Balderson.
Good evening.
And with us as always is Liam Dunn.
Why am I the last one? I am always the second in...
We have to switch up every now and then for fuck's sake. You've got to
I
change
like how you
it.
say, as always. I'm not always
He's not
here.
always here!
Shut up! So
Right.
basically,
I've got...
I
I've-
wanted to change the intro.
Well,
Whatever.
I was going to lead into my story, but you know what? Don't know if you guys deserve to hear this one. After that.
Oh, just do it.
Well,
You do that every week. It's your thing.
it's my thing. Right. So, these past couple of days have been an eventful past couple of days for me, and I'll tell you why. I'll explain why.
Do
Basically...
we want to know this or not?
You will. No, you do. You do want to know this, and I think I should.
Really?
I think
How the
everyone wants to
fuck
know
do
this.
you know?
I think it's important that everyone should hear this. So,
Fine, you go do that.
these past couple of days, I've been playing WWE 2K14.
Oh, here we go again.
I gave up after like the first go, but carry on.
I've been playing 2K14, and I've been in universe mode, and I literally have no idea how the rankings in universe mode work.
They don't work, that's the point.
Well, this is the thing. I had a created wrestler who I've been playing as, who after...
Is his name Barry?
His name is not Barry.
Well, then you failed the create mode already.
He was like at the bottom of the food chain in terms of the ratings or rankings.
Ooh,
Right.
very poetic there, Liam.
Well, he was, and after 8 matches, literally 8 matches, he was the number 1 contender. Before that, he was fighting pretty much Santino Marella, and he suddenly jumped to the
That's how
number 1.
wrestling works, you big silly
No,
goose.
right? I was gonna. What? Wait,
I don't know.
what?
Just continue.
Right. So after fighting Santino Marella for 8 times, he becomes the number 1 contender suddenly. The
Yeah.
Rock, however,
Yeah.
he has been stuck in a feud with Jinder Mahal for 6 in-game months that he has won every single match and is at the bottom of the rankings.
But you
Well,
gotta
Santa's
understand.
better than Ginger My Ball, so...
Honestly, I don't understand. He's won every single match. And
That's the
yet-
feud of our time, Liam. It's the new Rock and Austin. It's Rock and Mahal. it's the greatest feud since fucking Rock and Austin. I mean, it's clearly gonna be better than Cena and Orton, so whatever.
Clearly, this is what the in-game audience want, and the game is giving it them. They want Rock and Mahal.
That's what we want.
And that is what they are getting. So there you go. That's what's been going on.
Well, that's
I don't
Right.
understand. So, can 2K, if you're listening, 2K, can you make a ranking system that makes sense? I don't get it.
How about fix the reversal system? It's so fucking out of touch with what it says on the screen. It said reverse and I pressed the damn button, but it did reverse.
Basically, what you have to bear in mind is that the game is inherently broken. Like, literally, it will come up reverse, and then nothing happens!
It feels every year like the game's unfinished. It feels like the stuff that they were working on for WWE 13 was unfinished. They finished it in this one, but the new stuff they've added isn't finished, which they'll finish in the next one. But then there'll be stuff in that one that it's not finished.
No, it's not even that. The game just doesn't fucking work. Like, in general. My game freezes randomly.
I'm not
It's
freezing.
so fucking annoying.
No, I lie. I've had it freeze on me twice. That's all. But it's like, there's even
my
spelling
different-
mistakes. There's even spelling mistakes. Have you guys played Edge versus Mick Foley in the 30 Years of WrestleMania? Have you guys played that one?
Yes.
Right. When you do all the historical objectives, you unlock the ECW Championship. But
Yes.
I don't know if they got a monkey or somebody with Down syndrome to write the descriptions, right? The ECW Championship is spelled the ECW Championship.
Did you guys watch it? I'm not going to say the company. Is that rule still in effect? But did you guys watch Impact a few weeks ago? I can't remember what the match was, but the on-screen graphic was instead of no disqualification, it was no disqualifications with an apostrophe S. I'm like, oh my god.
No disqualifications.
These people are stupid! They don't even know their own language that they speak! What is wrong with these idiots?
There must be a screen
Don't
cap.
worry, guys! Don't fucking worry! We'll get fucking Summer Rae for free, but give them more money for broken shit that won't work.
But I did watch TNA last night over here in the UK because they play it late night on Tuesday.
Oh, don't do that!
No, because I was feeling down about certain things, so I thought I'll watch TNA because my life can't get any worse at this point. So I watched TNA, and I was live tweeting, and about 30 minutes into the show, I stopped tweeting, and then when the show finished, I explained why I stopped tweeting. I found this music video, and I'll play you the song. You don't even if you can find the song on YouTube, watch the music video because it's amazing. But I'll play the song for you now, so you get an idea of how bad TNA was for me to think, actually, this stuff that I'm watching and listening on YouTube is much better. I'll give you a clue. Here we go.
Okay.
So,
That's how bad TNA got, to the point where I was just listening to that for a good couple of hours.
What was the best thing about that is, not only was my microphone muted and I just made the funniest point in Super history, but no one heard it, that is literally the TNA Wrestling opening theme. Taz and Mike TNA going, "Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of Impact Wrestling here in this shed in Orlando, Florida."
I can just imagine, like, when they're playing that opening and you see sort of Kurt Angle doing that moonsault and Magnus looking really stern into the camera and just this playing. I've got to make that now.
is this the promo for Dixieland?
The Dixieland match. Okay, can we explain what the Dixieland match is?
Oh god, it's the worst thing ever.
Okay, hang on. You explain it. I'm going to play the song in the background. Okay.
Okay, but this is spoilers, so I don't know what to do.
Just spoilers. If you don't want to hear it, just come back in about 10 hours because we're going to rant about this for a while.
Oh, it's going to be so bad.
Right. So, Andy, when you're ready, let's start talking about the Dixieland match.
Ready. This is what I was put on this earth for. The Dixieland match. The idea is that you climb the cage, you have to escape the cage, then you have to walk up the ramp, and then on the top of the ramp there will be a ladder. You have to then climb the ladder and then reach the belt. Whoever wins and takes that belt down is the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. The match is called a Dixieland Match, and I want TNA to die.
Why don't they just have a match where you have to build a ladder yourself and like do all the carpentry?
Stop giving them ideas. Stop giving them ideas. Stop. Like, well, you got to build the cage from scratch, out of scrap metal, and then you have to climb out of it yourself. And
lock yourselves in first, then.
What a stupid ass company. Like, it's like from the makers of the Reverse Battle Royal.
Wait. Let's start that again. Right, 3, 2, 1. Start it again now.
And the makers of the Reverse Steel Cage and the Reverse Ladder Match
and the Children's Climbing Frame.
Yeah, it's the Dixieland Match. About.
It's alright, guys, because this is all part of Dixie Carter's character.
It's so...
And it's all going to work out, because it's best for business.
This is like
She's supposed to be a retard. Don't you get it?
She's supposed to be a retard. As if they have a special needs program at like Panda Energy.
Fuck pandas! Oh my god! I played the pandas still. Oh god, it's so bad. It doesn't make any sense. And if we know who wins this tournament, and it also doesn't make any sense. So it's just like, what have they done?
Spoiler alert: it's Magnus that wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
And then they're gonna do AJ's gonna come back and it's gonna be like, we're gonna unify the titles. Like that's never been done or being.
Oh,
done
like
right
it's
now
not
in
like
another
that's been
company.
happening at the moment in another company. No.
So we have to copy them because we have no fucking creativity of
Well,
our own.
okay, right. Hang on, wait. In TNA's defense, they probably had this idea of unifying the belts before WWE did, because they've only just started building it the past week and a half or whatever it was. But
You're saying WWE are copying them?
no, I'm not saying WWE was copying them, because I was going to say, if you let me finish, WWE needed to unify their belt. TNA is just doing some backward storyline that doesn't really make that much sense. Surely, like, by law, that belt is actually owned by TNA. AJ would not be able to take it because it is still owned by the company. That's theft, guys. That's theft.
They should send a SWAT team after him and show us that.
But that's the thing. I'm not the most up to date on laws in America, but even I would say if you've taken something that belongs to someone else, that's theft. Don't go on television screaming and crying about it. Say, my former employee has taken something of mine and refuses to give it back. It's theft.
She has said that, but it's like she's never done anything about it until like this week.
I bet when that happened, in
they-
character, she was stood at the phone just going, guys, what's the number for 911 again? And everyone's just like, why is she here?
It doesn't make any sense because the story's just like, this has been paid for by the friends of AJ. It's like, that's the worst name. It's like, oh, friend! It's AJ! Fuck off!
Oh, world champion friend!
I surprisingly haven't done like a fake Kickstarter campaign where we can actually donate and be his real friends. And
Fucking TNA needs a Kickstarter. They need that money. That would make a good idea.
Well, Jake Roberts wants to buy it that way, so.
And actually, Brooks makes a good point. He's meant to be alone. He has no friends. So
This company is so stupid.
that doesn't make sense. If he's supposed to be a loner, why does he have friends?
I was watching a documentary the other day on is it National Geographic or something on the internet? And it had AJ Styles' theme song and they're back to a drugs documentary. I was like, what the hell? So they obviously just got it from like freemusicdownload.com.
This is actually brilliant. I mean, AJ has no one. It says that on his fucking Titantron screen entrance video thing, and it's like, this has been paid for by the friends of AJ. Like, no, that doesn't make sense.
No,
you
it
can't
hasn't.
do that.
He has no
can't.
friends.
Oh, God. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of people that have no friends, hi, and we're going to talk about WWE unifying the World Heavyweight title and the WWE title, and that will happen at tables, ladders, and chairs.
Before we get into this, we have said, for at least a good 3 years on this show, we have said that this needed to happen.
Yep.
This is so long overdue. This is so long overdue.
Yeah.
Do you think they're actually going to do it? Some people are thinking, maybe it's another Triple H swerve.
Well. I'll explain my reasons as to why I do think unifying the belts are a good idea. Doing it at TLC is not a good idea. And I'll explain why. It's not necessarily to do with putting it on Mania, like Jimmy Smith has said it should be at Mania. I agree, it could be at WrestleMania, but I don't think that's necessarily the place it should be. My issue with it is that for a match that is supposed to be the biggest match since the WCW title and WWE title were unified back in 2001, for the biggest match in 12 years, you are giving us 3 weeks build? No. No. This could be the single biggest event of this generation's wrestling audience. This could be the single biggest thing that this company has done. 3 weeks is not enough to hype that much. You did well with Rock and Cena, and that took a year. And that's the first time, not the second time. The second time was stupid.
Maybe it'll drag out a bit longer, though.
Well,
maybe they'll do it again.
There have been rumours that at TLC, the idea was that John Cena was going to pull down the WWE Championship, and Orton was going to pull down the World Heavyweight Championship, and they were going to pull it down simultaneously, meaning that they've basically swapped belts. Which makes no. That makes sense because then the story continues.
Just T-shirts can make sense.
Yeah, right. But no, it does.
The,
it keeps
design on.
Well, it keeps it going, and I think doing it now is wrong because it's not enough time. I think it would make
disagree.
sense. Well, okay, you can. Please let me say my point, and then I'll be able to bash you and insult you for how stupid you are when you say yours. I think it does need to be longer. But the problem with this idea, this theory...
That's what she said.
I give up.
Carry on, Lee.
I give up. No.
Why? You walked into that one. What you... You're like, it needs to be longer. LOL, that's what she said. Like, what are you expecting at this point?
As I was trying to say...
I'll go to my point then.
I was trying to say... No, I'm not finished. As I was trying to say, that feud does need to be longer, but with Triple H, I think, saying on Raw that he guarantees a winner, one champion, I don't know if that'll work anymore. And that's why a lot of people have been saying that Triple H will probably screw Cena. Dead air, brilliant, thanks guys.
No, I just sighed at that because that sounds so horrible. I don't want to see that in this fucking picture. I don't want him in this anymore.
Right, so
shit.
But what is your problem? Like, why do you want this to be over so quickly?
Well, let's say they do the actual match at WrestleMania, right? Let's say hypothetically they do that.
Right. Okay.
What is the fucking logic, or what is the fucking point then in winning the Royal Rumble? Because then you would win a 30-man Royal Rumble, and then they're just like, LOL, you've beaten 29 other people, but this is the 1 year where it doesn't count for anything. Congratulations, fuckhead. It doesn't matter.
No, okay.
Like,
I agree. No, I agree.
Problem.
I agree. No, I agree. Because the idea of the Rumble is that they go to WrestleMania and fight for the belt. That I agree with. That's why I said that it doesn't necessarily need to be at WrestleMania. My problem was 3 weeks build is not enough for something of this magnitude. Do it at Royal Rumble. Do it at Elimination Chamber. Don't do it at TLC. I really think TLC is a bad move because for something that's supposed to be so groundbreaking, you're only giving it 21 days to hype.
Do we think at this point that Daniel Bryan has been completely pushed to the side, or do you think that he's actually going to be in the WrestleMania main event?
Well, everyone talked over each other. I have no idea what just happened.
No one talked over each other. I don't know what you're talking about.
Glitch.
Wow,
Are we having technical difficulties?
I'm not getting any on my end.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so, they're up. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, because we're not talking. We're trying to hear what you're saying. We're quiet because we want to hear what you're saying.
Everyone's talking at the same time, and I don't know what's happening anymore.
Right, say your point. Jesus. This has been 2 minutes. I'm going, is everything alright? Is everything alright? Right.
Well, I mean, like, but the rumors are like Punk's going to win the Rumble as well, so what would... But, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get what they're doing with this, because Bryan's now doing nothing, and Punk is going to win the Rumble, maybe, but he's feuding with The Shield, and they want to push Roman Reigns, but yet they want to unify these titles. It's like, it's a clusterfuck of ideas. Come up with one and run with it. Don't have like 18 going on at once.
Maybe it's just going to be Cena wins, LOL.
No, God, please. No.
Actually, speaking of Daniel Bryan, because you were just talking about Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble, what was up with the Wyatt family thing? Like, he gets beaten, and then he gets kidnapped, and then the next week he turns up fine. What? Like,
well, Kane got beaten and came back in a suit and forgot about it.
He came
the
back.
The Wyatt family work for the fucking authority.
The Wyatt family turns people corporate, guys. It's quite clear. He turns people into corporate stooges.
Like, fuck
it's
this
like
group.
It's like catching flies with corporate money. Come and join us.
Like,
you know, that's what it is.
Can I please rant about this shitty group?
All right, go on. This will be controversial because I know a lot of people love the Wyatt family.
You're fucking stupid. You're stupid. You like these guys? It's Husky Harris. It doesn't matter. You give him a different name. He still wrestles like Husky Harris. He fucking has the same gear as Husky Harris, pretty much, besides from a fucking shirt, and that's it. He's not good. He gets on my fucking nerves, and the other two are just pointless. They don't do anything. One wears a goat mask that goes dup, and the fucking other one is just a really long beard.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they are. They're shit. They're not entertaining, and they're trying to, like, really push the idea going,
the problem is,
it's so weird and so different, and oh my god, I mean, you should really think they're interesting. Well, they're not. They're fucking twats.
They're supposed to be kind of like outlaws. They've got this like strange philosophy on life and all this kind of thing. And they come in and you think they're going to be these like rebels, and then they're working with them. It was the same with the Shield. They were kind of these outsiders. They did what they believed was right and all this kind of thing. They didn't care who got in their way. But then they start working for the. It's like these aren't supposed to be the corporate stooges. They're supposed to be the people that would probably confront them.
I thought when I saw the Wyatt family, I thought they were meant to be a cult. I thought they were a group of cults. So when they kidnapped Kane, I thought they're gonna
a group of cults.
Well, no, okay, a cultist or whatever they are. The cult. It's a cult. It's a cult, not a cunt. I know it's similar. It's a cult, right?
Yeah, carry on.
I thought it was a cult.
Dixie and Punk's theme song, like a punk of personality. Like, no.
But when they kidnapped Kane, I thought, right, they're gonna, put Kane with the group, and he's gonna be sort of the monster of the cult. And I thought that was what it was gonna be. It was gonna be them trying to kidnap people and put them in the cult. But no, they kidnapped Daniel Bryan. They put him in a parking lot and then drive. That's not a cult. That's a prank you do at university.
It's just like, LOL. Well, what are they gonna do next? Like, go to fucking Kane's dorm room and stick a mattress in front of his door so he can't get out, you bastard.
Sister Abigail told me to do this. I can't get in my room.
I can't get in my room. Oh, they drew twats on my forehead in Sharpie when I passed out on a sofa.
Catching flies. That's what it is. It's just drawing penises.
It's like they got the greatest entrance I've ever seen in my life. They just go, we're here, jump. But also, why does he say derp? And why do they take over the screen? Why?
Somebody explain to me, what is a buzzard? Is it like a bird?
Oh shit! The Wyatt family are the worst thing ever. What would make this worse if...
They should sell buzzards and everyone can like fly their buzzards around in the arena.
I don't understand. Follow the buzzards. Follow the buzzards. It's like, what does that mean? It's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. The only way this group could be worse if you stuck Curtis Axel with it, for fuck's sake. It's just like, LOL, we're not NXT, and we're not shit.
Apparently the buzzard is a large bird of prey, whose range covers most of Europe and extends into Asia, so they're not even American. They're not even native to the Yanks.
Follow the buzzards?
What, over to Asia?
There's so much potential in what they've been saying, but they never fleshed it out into anything meaningful. They're just talking gibberish that's disguised as something deep and like, ooh, listen to these guys. But they're just saying crap like follow the buzzards.
Follow the buzzards. We're here. Like, no, just fucking.
What they seem to do is they do the atheist tactic in that they try and make their words sound all complicated and their phrases really clever, when really they don't even know what themselves are talking about.
I hate the Wyatt family. I honestly hate them. They were good when they started.
I don't mind Harper. I think he's fairly good in the ring, but that other, like, Highlander or whatever he looks like.
Highlander!
It's just like a giant Highlander.
Highlander derp goat face man.
Why didn't they, like, replace him with, like, Matt Morgan or someone that can at least have a bit of
Morgan!
Slowest, weakest looking big guy ever. Just like,
It is like people are saying that the buy rates for Survivor Series, like WWE expecting like the lowest buy rate ever. Well, no wonder.
They made the best match on Raw and then had a shitter one on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so where is the logic in anything? Like, apparently we're skipping like a million stories, but I don't really care. Apparently, WWE have updated their key performance indicators, and it reveals that Battleground and Hell in a Cell drew a combined estimated 363,000 pay-per-view buys.
That's like... How much does TNA get?
Two viewers, probably.
Zero. But no, I mean, there's no word yet on how it all averages out, but Hell in a Cell was slightly up from last year, which drew 199,000 buys, and Battleground was one of the lowest bought WWE pay-per-views since Over the Limit in 2011, which drew 140,000 buys.
It's because everything they do is branded, like, we are going to have a Hell in a Cell match on this date every fucking year. No, you should build a feud to where the Hell in a Cell makes sense within the feud.
Yeah.
They keep like trying to fit just, ugh.
And it doesn't... And they do pay-per-views every, like, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that is a major issue.
$50 or $60, why? What fucking incentive? If you have a 3-hour Raw, which is free, and then you put the same matches the next fucking night on that show, where is my fucking incentive to give you money?
And it comes back to what we said, I think, 2 weeks ago in the last episode. WWE have admitted they're trying to focus on their television shows, not their pay-per-views. They're trying to get Get to
pay-per-view then!
Yeah, scrap pay-per-views, or scrap most of them.
Together.
If you're trying to build your television series as a major player in cable, on like Wall Street or whatever, like, then that should be your focus. Don't waste money setting up for pay-per-views that you obviously don't care about.
I think eventually they want to have all the pay-per-views on the network and then have a slightly, you know, like, how expensive do they say it is? Like $15 a month instead, and then you get every pay-per-view for free.
Except WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, though the first WrestleMania, they might actually put that on this year. I don't know.
That's if it comes out this year, LOL.
Well, there is a news story about that. I'm going to have to find it because we're not going in the fucking order that I put on this thing. So, there's a big announcement from WWE because WWE have sent out save-the-date media invites for Tuesday for an exclusive event on Wednesday, January 8th at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas. That same week, the 2004 International CES Consumer and Electronics Trade Show will be taking place, and WWE has had some presence there for years now. This exclusive event is to go along with the trade show. The invite, the invite to media noticed that Vince McMahon will be there, which gives the impression that something significant is planned. Is this the network?
His limo is going to blow.
I think it was Roddy Piper or somebody who tweeted saying that they'll see Legends House soon, which was recorded nearly 2 years ago, by the way. So
yeah, that actually sounds much better than Total Divas.
Well, I've got to be honest. I think I sent a tweet. I cancelled it. I deleted the tweet a little while ago. But I sent a tweet to WWE saying, "Can we please have Tough Enough back and swap it with Total Divas?" Because Total Divas is just... I do not give a shit about Nikki Bella. She is the... Nikki Bella, Eva Marie! Oh my god, I'm sorry, we're stepping on Carmine's and Glenn's territory here, but Eva fucking Marie just fucking suck on my... No, actually, don't.
Yeah, that actually sounds fun, mate. You know what? I don't know why you're complaining. I love fellatio. You know what? Fuck it, dude.
Just honestly, I think she does not even need to exist. She is taking up air. Like, just fucking... She is. That air that she's breathing could go to Africans. They need it. Like,
can I tell you
Africans need air.
Africans need fucking everything, man.
That Survivor Series match was the worst one I've ever seen in my life. They've killed off that match. They've killed it off forever because it was like 12 minutes. And they're just like, oh, so I'm going to pin 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's like, no. Just
to be fair, that's the Divas division in a nutshell.
And it's annoying because half women can wrestle and half of them can't. And the ones that can't, they just were like, LOL, you win. It's like, what fucking incentive? If I was a woman... What fucking incentive would there be being working in this company? There'd be no incentive.
What I don't get is that it seems Eva Marie is really unpopular. They put her on Raw without any wrestling training just to embarrass her, and yet I think she's undefeated. That's already teaching her a lesson. That doesn't make sense.
I thought it was really funny how the fans in the Survivor Series match were chanting for JoJo. She's like had zero training, so she comes in.
JoJo, in her defense, JoJo's a little bit more tolerable than Eva Marie. I don't think either of them should be there because they're not wrestlers. They were hired purely for the Total Divas show, which, may I add, the last episode didn't even mention JoJo. She was nowhere. Why is she hired? But I digress. We're stepping on other people's territory here. We've got a show specifically for Total Divas. We shouldn't keep talking about it. But
I'm not going to talk about something depressing, so why not?
Depressing?
Sadly, Mad Dog Vachon has passed away. The WWE Hall of Famer Maurice Mad Dog Vachon passed away at 84 years old. Vachon was an accomplished amateur grappler competing in the 1948 Olympics in London and winning gold at the 1950 British Empire Games in New Zealand. During his pro career, he was known as one of the premier heels and wrestled on top throughout the 60s in fellow Olympian Vern Gagne's AWA. Mad Dog's brother and longtime tag team partner Paul the Butcher Vachon confirmed his death. What? I'm confused. So basically, the Wild Brawler was a 5-time NWA heavyweight champion and was inducted
AWA.
What did I say?
NWA.
My bad. There's too many WAs. Just merge them or something. And was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2010. Younger fans may know him best as the adopted uncle of Luna Vachon. He also made appearances for the WWE in the 90s, where his prosthetic leg was used in a prop in a couple of angles. He had to have it amputated after a hit and run in 1987. Rest in peace.
My lawyer is telling me that I should not comment on anything at the moment, so I should keep my mouth quiet.
Cool. Speaking of even more depressing things, the Dynamite Kid, it's not depressing because he's doing better now after suffering strokes. Wrestling legend, the Dynamite Kid, is recovering from at least 2 strokes that he suffered last week. The 54-year-old has been confined to using a wheelchair or walker since he stepped away from the ring after ignoring back and neck injuries in his later years. Due to these physical disabilities, he has not been very active and has not been in very good health. Years of smoking and drinking are also taking their toll. Nonetheless, on Monday, his daughter tweeted some positive news. Talked to Dad's wife this morning, and she said that she feels he's doing better since all this happened. # thank you, Lord. So, yeah, they're both incredibly depressing.
Can I just say, right? Why is it called a stroke? When I hear a stroke, I think, a stroke.
Oh, no, Liam, you don't do that.
No, it's true though. It feels like, stroke. I'm gonna stroke. Oh, I had a stroke. Oh, good for you.
I think he's gonna say Jeff Jarrett's finisher. Like,
no. When I hear stroke, I think like a cat or a dog or like a goat. I don't think.
That sounds nice.
Well, it's true. A goat, you can stroke a goat. But like when someone says, "Oh, I had a stroke," I'm just like, "Oh, well, good for you. Someone stroked you. Nice." But like, why don't they call it something else? Why don't they call it like, I don't know, brain death or like something that makes more sense?
I know someone who had a stroke, so I can't talk about this.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
because
actually,
for those who don't know, a stroke is where
I
part
could
of the
say
brain
something
dies.
now that would really kill the moment.
Yeah.
So, I'm not even gonna say it, even though it makes Liam look really bad.
I wish you don't.
Just stop there.
Just saying,
don't.
like, it should be called like brain deactivation or something.
Brain deactivation.
It's like part of the brain
No
dies. So it's like,
fucking robots, Liam. It's like system error. That's how the human body works. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at here?
yes.
And ironically,
No.
I was the one to tell the joke. Fucking brilliant. Oh well.
Anyway, that's
moving
just
on
my
quickly
fault.
then. Dixie Carter is actually finally starting to tell the truth. LOL, no, she's a liar. It seems that the recent cost-cutting measures may have kept TNA afloat, as Dixie Carter recently told Sports Illustrated that the company remains profitable. She says, once we go... I can't do the accent. Once we go on site, we changed a lot of things and our revenues grew. We've been cash flow positive for the last 4 or 5 years, says Carter. After that point, Panda Energy stopped putting money into the company. We funded it with every dollar we made, and maybe that kept us from growing quite fast. She conceded that some talent had to go to keep the business going, and she then talks about Hulk Hogan and says that Hulk Hogan was worth it. He opened a lot of doors for us. And when you're about to lose a deal in an international territory, and one phone call from Hulk Hogan makes a man, oh God, my voice makes a man who doesn't speak your language melt. Wow, this sounds erotic and strange.
Melt.
Oh God, I'm melting.
Hulk Hogan's on the phone to people in different countries, making them melt.
It's like, oh God, no.
Oh, brother, how are you feeling today, brother? What are you wearing?
Jesus,
Yeah.
I think I've got my nightmare for the next week sorted.
It carries a lot of weight. Also, she has some very interesting closing remarks, which we will address now. Dixie still gets tweets daily from disenchanted fans who write, "Thanks for running TNA in the ground." But she can read them with a smile and a chuckle and think, "Thanks, darling," in a sweet southern twang. "I want them to say those things," said Carter with a wink. "That means I'm doing my job, without really running the company into the ground, of course."
Yeah, that sounds like a great job. I mean, to be fair, that is her job. That is her job, to destroy the company. It makes sense, because you know what? She's doing it.
I don't understand, like, in what, that doesn't make sense. That sentence is the most illogical thing I've ever read. And I wrote worse sentences. What in the...
She's basically saying that when fans think your company's dying, that's a good thing. Like, what is she talking about?
Is she high on drugs?
Right, she thinks that what people are saying...
She thinks she's being a good heel.
Yeah, she thinks that what people are saying on Twitter is in response to her character. No, Dixie. No. We're saying you're legitimately destroying this company. Put it down. Back away. That is what we are saying. The fact you say the company's still profitable. I don't know. I don't work at TNA, but I don't understand how it's profitable if you're having to head back to the Impact Zone after firing people. I don't. Okay.
Technically, cash flow positive could mean that they just took out like a 10 million loan that has to be paid by 2040, and
that company won't even be around by 2014, let alone 2040.
They'll be dead.
I don't like. Dixie is obviously just so.
This is the thing, like.
Yeah. Hello.
Liam.
Hello.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Disappeared. Like, I am a robot, and my Facebook keeps going off because I'm looking at the chat and shit. But like, this doesn't make any sense because she said that the Panda Energy, fuck pandas, are pumping money or no longer pumping money into the company. That would seem like the most logical thing to do. Like, it's not like Panda Energy have no money. They're like an energy company. They're $1 million company.
Well, especially since Janice Carter sent out that memo saying, "I'm fully committed to TNA," but while they're cutting all their talent and everything looks like it's going down the pan.
And they've been having discussions. They've been having discussions about selling the company. No, we're still behind it, guys. No, that is like walking out.
They're not putting any money into the company anymore.
I don't.
What is this shit?
At the end of the day, I don't think we can take this. I don't think we can take this too seriously because, I mean, Dixie seems like she's writing this interview in character because she's been saying, "Oh, I'm obviously doing my job." Like, if everyone's hating you, legitimately, like X-Pac hating you, that's not necessarily a good job. Like, we all hate Randy Orton because he's a boring twat. Not because he's a good heel. A good heel is somebody who you actually start cheering for. That's why Austin turned babyface. Because people were cheering for him. He was that good. That's why Dolph Ziggler turned into a babyface. Because people were cheering for him. He was that good. When you're being ridiculed on Twitter, you're not doing your job.
Yeah. And
it's a different kind of heat. It's not the kind of heat that makes you want to go, oh, I want to see, I'm going to pay, buy a pay-per-view to see AJ Styles regain his title or something and get one over on Dixie Carter. No, it's what is this crazy bitch going to do next?
Yeah.
Let's laugh at it.
And
Andy?
Oh, and he still did like press conferences.
Andy, you cut
he didn't
out there.
come out in like an NWO shirt and be like, well, the NWO is the greatest thing ever. Fuck WCW. Like, that would just be stupid. She's running this thing. Do you see Dana White going, hello? Well, sometimes he does, like, fuck off this person and this person. But, like, he doesn't, like, that was a stupid example. But, like, you're in charge. You're like, not the face of the company, but corporately, you are the face of this company. And you're like, LOL, everything is fine. But, like, you've just fired, like, half your roster. And now you're in a fucking warehouse shed thing again. So, no, you're chatting.
Yeah, and her whole character is about being a really bad, like, leader who's making stupid matches and
it was in Sports Illustrated! It's a fucking huge fucking magazine! And you look like a fucking idiot in it! Just fuck off! Go away! This is why you put a ban on your company on this show. Because of dumbass shit like this.
Also, speaking, I spoke at the beginning of this episode. I spoke about how I watched TNA for the first time in a couple of months. What kind of wrestling event has their main event where the heels are stood around the ring eating a turkey dinner? Like, you're telling me, right? Let's just pretend this was legitimate. You're telling me that people have paid to go and see TNA, and we end up seeing the heels surrounding a table with a turkey dinner. What? In the middle of the ring! In the middle of the ring, they're having their Thanksgiving dinner. That is not entertaining. That's something you see in, like, a cartoon show about school. Oh, let's have a food fight. Yeah. It's not wrestling. Oh my! I can't believe I watched it.
The brain capacity of a 6-year-old? I mean, what the fuck is this shit?
It's kind of the bad elements of the Attitude Era, like the silly things they would just do randomly. But
the Attitude Era gets way too much praise.
Remotely funny.
It's literally as if, I don't know who's writing TNA, but they literally just went to their kid who's at elementary school and went, what is the worst thing that could happen? Oh, well, once these guys had a food fight. Oh, I'll use that! Yes! They will have a turkey dinner in the main event of Impact Wrestling and all the babyfaces start a food fight. The end. To be continued. LOL. Like, what kind of show does that?
TNA's not the PG show. They're not the PG show.
I'm sorry. I'd rather watch. At least WWE is a little bit more serious. Like, oh, we're having a unification match between the two world champions. What's TNA doing? Food fight. Really?
Let's go do each other, guys.
Really?
Fucking. It's like Brooks in the chat is like, and then they'll confiscate Bobby Roode's Pokemon cards. It's just like, this is shit. This is like written by 7-year-olds, for 7-year-olds. It's just stupid.
And did you see the supposed funeral for the Aces and Eights? Everyone online's like ranting and raving about how brilliant and funny that was, and I'm
It's
just
not
like,
funny.
what the fuck is this shit? It went on too long, like, bleh.
And then Bully Ray just comes in and is like, LOL.
Like, how do you
This is
explain
the
that
end of
to
it.
someone? If you're watching it and someone walks in and they're like, what is this shit? Why is there a funeral for...
Why are there
people that aren't
funerals
dead?
for a jacket? That's what it
Yeah.
is. They were putting jackets in it.
It's not a jacket. It's a concept. It's a staple. It's a faction. You can't have a funeral for a faction. They didn't ever
And after
properly
years of
exist.
telling us... After years of telling us that the Aces and Eights was a serious angle and it's all going to work out in the end and it's cool and people are going to tune in, they just laugh it off.
Aces
Like,
and Aces.
oh,
Aces.
sorry about that,
It
guys.
was Aces and
here's a
fucking
funeral.
3 at the end of it. Aces and 3. That's what it was.
And Aces and Eights dies because Brock Tessmacher can't throw properly. Like, why in the fucking name of God did you waste 17 months? 17
So you're,
months on this shit!
so wait. So you're telling me, right? You're telling me that the former Knockouts champion, former Knockouts tag team champion, Brooke Tessmacher, Brooke Dadass Tessmacher, couldn't throw
Lucky
a
duck.
hammer.
Yep. And then Mr. Anderson hits the mic check, and that's the end of it.
Wow. I mean,
And then we get reminded that
So
Taz
what-
was a part of this group.
what's
Taz is
not-
like, I'm not taking up my rest. But
So who, like, if they're this outlaw motorcycle gang that do what they want when they want, who's stopping them from, just keeping their clothes on? Like, who's stopping them from, just getting on their motorbike and going home? Like,
well, this comes back to
how does the stipulation get enforced?
this comes back to the plot hole that I had, where, like, when they first started, like a year and a half ago, when they got unmasked, they didn't put their bandanas back on. They were just like, oh, well, I'll just go out now without the bandana. Oh, we won't use the voice modifier anymore. They all know there's no point. Like, if someone, like,
just-
and it was this idea, like, we're going to take over TNA.
Like some
You can't do that. You can't just come in and take over a company,
I'm just waiting
guys.
for some zombies to show up.
Could you
They're
imagine?
gonna have some zombies show up, and then it's gonna be like Walking Dead, and then they're gonna have like Mike Tenay cooking meth, and then they're gonna. It's just.
you know what?
they're
That's
gonna
the only way I could find the show enjoyable. If like I literally had a meth lab, I'd fucking went ape shit.
But the thing
The
is,
worst thing is
the whole concept. Sorry,
they
Andy,
didn't
but the whole
even have Garrett Bischoff get into a spaceship and be like, I must now go back to my home planet. They didn't even do that.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
can have
sorry.
a funeral.
I've got to
Or at
say.
least have Garrett Bischoff go back to the planet Garrett Carrot.
I've got to say though, like, I've always said this. The whole concept of Aces and Eights doesn't make sense. You can't just walk into a company and say, "I'm going to take over." You can't go into Walmart and just go, "I want to see the manager because I am taking over this company." Sir, you can't do that. No, I can and I will. I am in charge now. It doesn't work like that, guys. You can't just burst into anything and go, I am now the leader. You can't. Firstly, you'll get fucking
This
arrested.
sword belongs to me.
Yeah, this belongs to me. You would get arrested and escorted from the building in real life.
Be put in a lunatic asylum.
Aces and Eights, if that was real, Aces and Eights wouldn't have lasted a night because they would have been arrested and sent home. Not even sent home. Sent to the fucking local jail.
I don't understand why they wasted so much time, and they're now wasting so much more time with Dixie Carter being a heel. I can't be arsed with this anymore. It's all bad, and I really want the band to come back. Just talking
what?
about this today makes me feel depressed.
I was going to say, you want Kevin Nash back?
No, why? Who the fuck wants Kevin Nash back?
You said you
None
want
of
the
Kevin
band
Nash
back.
wants
You want
Kevin
the
Nash.
band.
Not the band, the band, the band.
Oh, the band. I thought you said the band. I was like, why do you want X-Pac and Kevin Nash to show up? That's a bit of a weird request.
I was just like, you want Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and fucking Drew McIntyre in TNA? What are you on about?
To be fair, they might get over that.
We've got EC3 to save us because trouble.
You mean
trouble.
no?
That's the worst theme song ever. Just like, trouble.
I'm sorry. You mean Derek Bateman? You mean Derek Bateman?
Derek Bateman.
I'm surprised they didn't give him the name Master Bateman when he came in.
I would have loved that.
That would have been so cool.
Please welcome, making his TNA debut.
I don't even think it's that bad, but it's just in TNA nothing works, nothing. Like they could probably do that on WWE and it'd be all right.
Can I
but,
also?
Like, they've got nothing to. There's nothing to get anybody over anymore. There's no one for him to beat. Just keeps being put in there with those two like jobbers who seem to be more over than he is now because they did a chicken dance.
That's a sad fact, though. That's a sad fact. And also, the other thing is...
Gobble.
Yes! That's got to be the...
Keep one in turkey too! Gobble. That is the best ever.
That is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. But the other thing is that I have an issue with... Was it me, or did anyone else get the impression that they forgot they had Rockstar Spud until literally just this past week?
It was just...
It's like, oh yeah!
What's Rockstar Spud? So he's a fucking rock and roll potato!
Yeah,
no. He's still Rockstar Spud, but now he's an assistant. His name doesn't even make sense anymore. It didn't make sense to begin with. But TNA, classic TNA. Let's give him an applause here. Let's give TNA an applause. They've taken a character whose name didn't make sense and then gave it a new character that doesn't even make sense with it.
Well, I guess he did organise the turkey dinner that has like potatoes. So
oh, and typical British person. Oh, what? I want a Yorkshire pudding. Oh, what's a Sunday lunch? Oh, we're American. We don't get that, silly British boy. We don't understand your customs. Fuck you guys. Honestly, no British person is that stupid.
Spud.
Oh, just this entire thing is, oh, we're the Carters and the world needs us. The world needs you to fuck off. That's what it needs.
His theme is stupid. His catchphrase is stupid. Derek Bateman is actually talented. That's the annoying thing. But instead he comes out to trouble. And then, so he's...
Why is there trouble? What trouble? Like...
Right, it don't make any sense.
Is he a character that's always in trouble? Or...
It doesn't. It's like trouble. He's like a retarded MVP. He's just awful. Speaking of people that, what?
Just a retarded MVP.
It's just gonna be every thing now for every new wrestler. They're just gonna repeat a word.
It's just dumb. Speaking of things that are not dumb. Indie stars get their second chance at NXT. Several independent superstars, including Colt Cabana, Eddie Edwards, who still has the worst name
You're cutting
in
out,
history,
Andy. You're
and
cutting
JB
out.
Richards have received second WWE tryouts at the Performance Center in Orlando. Cabana is still being considered for a commentating role, while Richards and Edwards have been working as a tag team. Yay! Colt Cabana might get a job.
Colt. I've met Colt. I've met Colt Cabana. I confused him. It was great.
Ah, what? Is he a nightmare?
Is he a what? Is he a nightmare? What did you say?
You keep cutting out. I have no fucking idea what you're saying.
You keep cutting out.
You do.
No, I said I've met Colt Cabana. No, all right. Everyone's just sort of confused here.
I don't. You keep cutting out. I have no idea what's going on.
Literally, I'm not cutting out.
Trouble.
Right. Anyway, I said.
My internet's balls then.
Yeah, because you keep cutting out, mate. See.
I wasn't even talking then.
It's Andy that keeps cutting. They're saying it's you. Anyway,
everybody's cutting out for me too. So.
I've met Colt Cabana, and I confused him. It was great.
That was.
You didn't take his piss, did you?
Well, no, because I was with Paige at the time, and I had seen his DVD through her, and I bought his DVD, and I said, "Oh, I've seen it. It's really good." Am I breaking the fourth wall? This is getting really weird. We might have to just end it because everyone's getting confused here. So, moral of the story: met Colt Cabana.
Fantastic. But I've read a story that like Triple H has just gone, we don't need any more indie guys. Instead, they want to hire the new Khali. There are another tryout news. The Indian media are reporting that the 7'5", 335-pound Rajesh Kumar may be getting a shot the next time WWE is in Japan. The 39-year-old, it literally goes by the name the new Khali. At his age, he's unlikely to ever be signed for a long-term deal, but it's possible they might bring him in for a short run to face Khali or to do some kind of comedy skit. So WWE's logic is no more indie guys who are talented, bring in tall people.
Anyway, I think because there
what I don't get about that report though is that
I was going to say because there seems to be.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There seems to be some technical difficulty, so I think we should probably end the show.
That's not nice.
Well, it's true. We are getting trouble.
Trouble. It's Dixie. So, like, she's got some kind of fucking sixth sense. It's just like, fuck their feed.
Hack their feed now.
Fuck their feed. And they take off the air.
But, okay, yeah. New Khali, good for him. Wouldn't be bothered anyway, so...
I don't get the logic, though.
Well, you know what...
I don't think it's a done deal. Like, they might just take a look at him. I don't see why it's in Japan, though. Because he's not from Japan. Is that the closest place WWE can get to India these days?
I think Khali was working in Japan before, like, they hired him.
Oh, maybe.
So they're just literally copying what they did before.
Anyway, I think now we should wrap it up.
Okay. If everyone can still hear us, I have been Andy Guan.
I am still Liam Dunn. And don't forget to join us in 2 weeks as we do our Christmas special episode.
Trouble.
Yeah.
And I still am WrestlingPundit.com editor. Keelan Bolson, gobble.
Gobble.